Hi, everybody, and welcome to a Scrappy Snippet, which really is just a super short episode of the Scrappy Piano Teacher podcast. My name is Jaclyn, but of course you can call me Jackie. And today is the middle of December, which means that most of us are right at that 1 week mark before the long awaited winter break. So I thought that it might be worth talking about something that sounds simple, but actually gets confusing really fast. Because what do we actually mean when we say that our studios are taking a break? Are we really taking a break? Are we? Because that phrase can mean very different things. Does taking a break mean that there's no practicing happening at all? Does it mean students aren't coming to lessons, but we still expect them to practice every day anyway? Or does it mean something else entirely? And honestly, I think that the confusion between what our students are doing at home makes sense because breaks do have different meanings at different times of the year when it comes to music lessons. Sometimes we pause lessons, but we expect practice to continue. Sometimes we intentionally loosen the expectations, and sometimes everything just needs to completely stop. Now, something that I feel very confident in saying is this, that as humans, we are not built to operate in constant output mode. That's well established in cognitive psychology and neuroscience, and I'm sure you've heard all these versions before. So rest isn't separate from learning, it's really a part of learning. And I think this lines up real closely with what Dr. Molly Gebrian was explaining in her book, Learn Faster, Perform Better, which we talked about a few episodes back. She brings together neuroscience research showing that learning happens not only during practice, but also during rest. The brain needs downtime to consolidate the skills and strengthen neural pathways. So let's layer that into what our students are actually dealing with, shall we? All year long, they are navigating academic pressure, social pressure, sports and extracurricular schedules, and constant evaluation. I mean, music lessons are often one place where they're still feeling measured, right? So when lessons pause, but rigid practice expectations remain, the nervous system doesn't necessarily experience that as a break. So let me ask the question again. Should students practice during break? This is how I handle it in my own studio. I make it a choice. It's as easy as that. I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's a lot of teachers that agree with me, especially a lot of you guys who have been around the block a few times. We have noticed that when students have choices, they just do better. So instead of one rigid expectation, I might offer a few options. I might say, hey, if you want to just play some old pieces for enjoyment, or if you want to revisit some favorite music from earlier in the year, great, go for it. If you want some easy seasonal music just to read through for fun, I don't even need to listen to it when you come back. Or just take a full break from piano. It's okay if you forget that you're a piano student for 2 weeks. Just sleep and eat a bunch of cheese. Because I think that we need to remember that rest isn't just the absence of lessons, it's the absence of pressure. They're not having all that pressure, and that's a huge release for them. Now, the practical question teachers always ask next is, well, if I do want to send something home with students, what do I actually send them? Because a lot of times they need us to learn new things. So here's what I do. And what I know a lot of other teachers do as well. I do not send a big packet home to everyone. I've been there, done that. Most students already have 1 or 2 easy holiday pieces that they can sight read and enjoy. And if a student specifically asks for new music, that's where I have a few studio licenses that really come in handy. One that I think a lot of teachers know about is the late and great Susan Parody. Her website has several studio license collections that are extremely playable, especially for beginners. Wendy Stevens' Beautiful Places series from composecreate.com also works really well for students who enjoy learning independently. For my really, really young students, I send them home with one of my holiday Coda storybooks, specifically Coda's Ornament, which I have just revised. It's a Christmas piano storybook designed for young beginners, and it weaves together a really playful story about a dog named Coda, who happens to be my dog. So the book is divided into 4 sections, and each section has a part of the story, it has an activity, and it has a very easy rote piece. The students learn by listening, singing, and copying so that they can experience being successful at the piano without worrying about reading the music. And I have QR codes throughout the book that link to short teaching videos. So I know that if I send this home with my students and they want to do it, they can do this 100% by themselves as long as mom and dad can help them with a QR code, because I'm teaching them how to play the piece in the videos. So it's really, really great for me and for the parents, because then they can just do their thing. And they really enjoy it. Anyway, none of this that I send home with the students, if I send it home with them, is required. It's all optional. And if you're listening and you're thinking, oh yeah, those are some good ideas and I have some ideas of my own, please share them, because I'm always looking for extra ideas. And if you're still thinking that you need something more solid just for this next week of survival, my December piano party pack is still available for $5. And that's exactly what I'm going to be using in my own studio this week. Sometimes taking a break doesn't mean stopping music. It just means stopping the measuring and the pressure. In the meantime, stay warm, don't eat too many cookies. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.